You know what I just realized? It's been quite a while since we've had an episode that actually focuses on the plot of this show. Not that the past few filler episodes have been bad, with the exception of one, it's just that I actually want to talk about stuff that's important for the season. I mean, we've only got a few episodes left before the finale, so let's go ahead and move the plot along, shall we? Whatever. This is episode 16, Rise of a Ranger. The episode opens with the construction crew digging up a quarry and finding a dinosaur fossil. We then cut to a mansion where we see, hey, Prince Philip! The prince is training with a combat robot and tells the man controlling the robot that his ranger friends would be impressed before his assistant comes in saying they found the fossil he was looking for. Prince Philip asks everyone to leave the room before he starts examining the fossil.
Yes. Finally, an energem. The energem is yours, to use as you will. Trust that I will use it to make the kingdom proud. I, too, shall make the kingdom proud. Energize!
Prince Philip wants to become a Power Ranger? Cool. On board Sledge's ship, we see Fury again, only now he's stuck doing chores on the cell block. Poisandra orders Fury to mop the floor, but as he starts to, Poisandra's wrapped up by the tentacle monster from earlier. Though he first laughs at her predicament, Fury decides that this would be a good way to win favor with Sledge before going in to save Poisandra. Sledge comes in just as Fury gets the creature to release Poisandra, telling the master that he's still a faithful servant, so Sledge decides that Fury deserves another chance to take out the Rangers. After Sledge leaves, Fury hands the mop to Poisandra before he heads to Earth, saying it's time for some revenge. At the museum, the Rangers are in a crowd watching a group of visiting New Zealand kids perform, which includes Chase's sister Chloe. Later, Chase congratulates Chloe on her performance, and the two make plans to go skateboarding together since Chloe isn't visiting for very long, but the other Rangers call Chase for an emergency. Chase tells his sister that they'll have to go later because something's come up and leaves to Chloe's disappointment. The team tells Chase that Fury's attacking the city and Ivan's already confronting the monster as they go to help the knight. Cut to Sir Ivan morphing to take on Fury, and we get a pretty awesome fight between the two on a roof before Sir Ivan takes Fury to the ground. At that point, the other Rangers show up, so Fury calls on some Viveks to attack, and during the fight, Prince Philip's robot comes in to give the Rangers some help. Unfortunately, the robot is more of a liability, so Tyler tells the others to focus on Fury, who orders the Viveks to capture the robot. Fury fights off the 6 Rangers before ordering more Viveks to attack and running off, saying he needs another plan. Once the Viveks are defeated, the Rangers notice Fury is gone, and Chase leaves to be with his sister before the Rangers ask about the robot. Prince Philip appears, revealing that he was the one controlling the robot, saying that he came to speak with Coda, but decided to help out the Rangers when he saw they were in danger. The robot walks off as Philip asks how well the robot fought, and the Rangers say it only got in the way, Tyler adding that a machine can't react the same way a human ranger can. Robot Sorry about that. As the group talks, the squad of Viveks are able to take off for the robot, and though Riley warns the others about what's happening, the crew's not able to catch up to them in time. Prince Philip says the villains can't control the robot without his remote, but Tyler says Fury can be pretty clever before we cut to space where Wretch is able to reprogram the robot to work without the remote and also attack the Rangers. After a demonstration, Fury says this is the weapon to take out the Rangers, while Prince Philip and Coda have a conversation at the cafe. Coda tells Prince Philip that he's a caveman and about how he was able to bond with the blue energem because he has a good heart. Prince Philip asks how one proves that to a gem, and Coda says he doesn't know because the energems are mysterious, but that a ranger must be worthy of the energem. Hearing this, Prince Philip decides to do several good deeds throughout the city, but no matter how much money he spends, the graphite energem won't react to him. Meanwhile, Chase is at the skate park teaching Chloe how to ride a skateboard, but doesn't get too far in the lesson before the other Rangers contact him. Chase tells Chloe he has to leave again, but she realizes she forgot to give Chase a present and runs after him. Turns out the reason Chase had to leave was because Prince Philip called the Rangers together to tell them about how he found the graphite energem and has been trying to get it to bond with him. Prince Philip admits that he's not worthy of being a Power Ranger and hands the energem to Tyler so the others can find someone who is. The energem is then blasted out of Tyler's hand by the Prince's robot, who appears with Fury, Wretch, and some Viveks. The Rangers engage in a fight with the villains as Prince Philip's led to safety by his security, and during the fight, Chase is knocked down by the robot before Chloe shows up on the battlefield. Chloe runs to give Chase his present, but Chase tells her to stop before he's blasted back by the robot, and Chloe tries to hide, but Fury orders the robot to get the girl. Realizing that Chloe's in danger, Prince Philip runs in despite the pleas of his security and fights off the robot before picking up Chloe and taking her to safety. Chase hugs Chloe as soon as she's out of danger and thanks the Prince for his help when the graphite energem suddenly floats up and heads towards Prince Philip, bonding to him when they make contact. A morpher appears in Philip's hand as Fury expresses shock at another Ranger, and the Prince asks if it's morphin time before all 7 Rangers morph to take on the villains. Tyler, Chase, Riley, and Shelby fight against the Viveks while Prince Philip goes one-on-one with the robot, saying that his new power is great, but the robot is able to hold him off. Coda in the meantime activates Dino Steel to fight off a Spike Ball and Fury before Sir Ivan comes in to give him some help. All the Rangers fare pretty well against the villains, save for Prince Philip, who's still having trouble with the robot. After Coda and Ivan take down the Spike Ball, Fury orders the remaining Viveks to form Vivazords before retreating.
What are those beasts?
Oh no! We've Prince Philip. Tyler's been hurt. The other Rangers need you to call your Zord.
Wait! Aren't you the museum director?
Just throw your Dino Charger, now.
I will help as best I can. Dino Charger, ready! Summon Packazord!
Oh, I see. Nickelodeon just aired the episodes out of order. That's pretty dumb when you think about it. The other Rangers go to help Tyler before they watch the Packazord single-handedly take out the Vivazord, which motivates Prince Philip enough to finish off the robot. The others congratulate the prince on his victory before we get to space, where Fury is trying to hide from Sledge after making it back to the ship. An angry Sledge bursts onto the bridge, yelling at Fury about how there are more Rangers, and Fury begs for another chance to take out the Rangers, with Sledge granting it to him, but warning that his patience will run out. Back on Earth, Chase says goodbye to his sister, but before she leaves, she gives him his present, which turns out to be a plane ticket to New Zealand, so Chase can visit his family for Christmas. Later, Prince Philip has a speech about how he realizes now that throwing money at things wasn't going to make him worthy of his Energem, with Keeper adding that his courage allowed the gem to see the real him. Unfortunately, Philip tells the others that he can't stay because of his responsibilities as a prince, but he does say that they can use the Pack-a-Chargers and Zord in their fight against evil. Prince Philip also says that should they need the help of the Graphite Ranger, he will return, and the episode ends with Prince Philip slowly exiting the lab. This episode is pretty good, all things considered. Once again, we have yet another Ranger introduction, and much like the last one, this episode is helped by having already introduced a new character previously. However, before I get into that, let me talk about the less significant parts of this episode. Firstly, we get to see Fury again after a while, showing that as per Power Rangers logic, he went back to normal when Bones was destroyed, and is given another chance to destroy the Rangers by Sledge. His fight with Sir Ivan introduces the idea that the Knight wants revenge on Fury for trapping him in his body for centuries, which I kinda hope the show builds on, but something tells me that the main rivalry for the season will stay between Fury and Tyler. Secondly, we're given the official introduction of the Packazord, showing that Nickelodeon has really dropped the ball when it comes to scheduling this show. Now, I understand that the holiday specials are not supposed to be in continuity with the rest of the show, and are in fact shot after the rest of the season has already been filmed, but still, that doesn't mean it has to be aired in the middle of the season right before the episode where a new Zord is introduced. Not only does it confuse the audience, but it essentially spoils the introduction of a new Ranger. Thirdly, there's Chloe, whose inclusion I didn't really mind in this episode. Sure, her subplot feels like it came out of a filler episode at times, but she ultimately serves her purpose in showing the Graphite Energem how worthy Prince Philip is at being a Ranger, while also making Chase more relatable as a character. Finally, let's go ahead and talk about the new Graphite Ranger, Prince Philip. Now, let me start off by saying that I really like Prince Philip as a character. Even when I first saw him back in Breakout, I knew that he was going to be a recurring character because of how well acted he was. I also really like his motivation in wanting to become a Power Ranger so he can make his country proud like Sir Ivan has. I even like his interactions with Koda in this episode, which are vastly different from when the two first met, showing that Prince Philip now respects Koda, even finding it fascinating that he's a caveman. All of that said, the guy has no intensity when he speaks as a Power Ranger. He just doesn't have the oomph or sense of urgency like Jason David Frank or even Davi Santos, and as a result, it makes his fight with the robot less intense and entertaining. And that doesn't mean his voice won't get better down the road. I mean, after all, both Andrew Gray and Austin St. John had to go through many episodes before their Ranger voices grew in intensity, but judging by that slow walk, I doubt we'll see Prince Philip for the rest of the season. Overall, despite my complaints, this is a really solid episode. While it's not as good as Breakout, it's still better than Silver Lining or Robonite's introduction, and I would still recommend it despite its few flaws. I'm Nick, aka IronBat1993, and may the power protect you.